A ballerina's perspective, from performing with New York City Ballet and Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater to publishing poetry books and mentoring kids and teens. Join us in a weekly discussion with experts to gain mental health clarity and achieve growth in moral consciousness. Give our show a 5 stars, comment, share, and come along for the ride. Welcome to the Growth, Grace, and Gratitude podcast. Today we will be talking about coping, safety, and parental skills that begin in the home with Sabrina Osso, who is a TED speaker, author, and real estate agent, and she provides consulting services for properties, schools, and workplaces in the following areas of promoting safety and home violence prevention, including risk management, maintaining property reputation training, analysis and diagnosis, better parenting skills training coaching, coping tools, client education, and implementation of response mechanisms. So, what a beautiful thing you're doing and all the people you're helping. So, thank you so much for coming on the podcast and joining us.
Thank you so much, Ari. We really appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, it's amazing. I feel like so often when you encounter kids these days getting bullied, it usually starts in the home, like the awareness of your boundaries and your protection and who's giving you the tools. I feel like it's so crucial to give parents those tools. Like, what would you tell parents who are raising kids in this day and age, which is so complicated with social media and kind of new definitions of boundaries and kindness and like all these things?
Yes, yes, I'm so glad you asked that and that you're saying bullying. In fact, I just recorded a video regarding bullying. Uh, I think it's always been difficult. Social media definitely has added multiple layers of positive and negative for sure. Um, I did not grow up with social media as a kid, so we get it at OssoSafe. It definitely adds a layer or a few layers of complication, but at the same time, we say at OssoSafe, everyone has to social media responsibly. So like drinking and driving, right? It's okay to get into a car and drive, but you can't be drunk, you can't be impaired. So the same thing with social media. You have to be responsible on social media. So if you're going on sites, even as a parent, especially, right? Because kids model what the parents will do. And I like what you said that everything starts in the home, basically. So if if they are not safe at home, they're going to react, kids, unsafely outside of the home. So everything starts in the home. So if you're looking at things that are violent, abusive, chaotic, dysfunctional on social media, well, that's not going to help you. And if anything, that's going to perpetuate the violence, abuse, chaos, dysfunction. So we like to say to parents that this is a practice. And if you come from violence, you have one job, and that job is to not continue the cycle. So, uh, I'm a survivor of violence. My father beat my mother on a regular basis. My mother would beat me. So I know firsthand how difficult and traumatic it is to live in that type of environment. But we are big proponents of therapy at OssoSafe. So a good therapist, the right therapist, can help you heal, can help you sort things out and not repeat the cycle. So we say to parents, consider therapy, but we have therapy built in our OssoSafe certification for properties that I could talk about a little bit later in the interview. So that way you have a huge tool at your fingertips. You have a therapist that's ready for you. In case anything happens, or even if things are okay at the moment, you know. So we say to parents, this is a practice. If you come from violence, you don't want to repeat the same mistakes. A therapist, a good therapist, goes a long way. There's no shame in getting help, there's shame in not getting help. And social media, the right social media can help you actually. There are so many Instagram handles. I could give some of them now, like empowering children, even men, like where men are vouching for other men. You can be strong, but at the same time, you need to be heartful and not heartless. You need to be there for your partner and for your kids. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be angry, but you don't want to punch anyone in your house. You don't want to act violently as a woman or a man. These are some of the tools that people can put into practice right away.
If you're ready to shake off that daily stress, come join us for online beginner adult ballet and yoga classes each week to connect with the flow of movement and the art of ballet into perfect synergy. Come as you are and learn to love your body a little bit more and gain strength and flexibility with each class. All are welcome. Sign up at balletartsmovement@gmail.com. First class free. Unlock your best life with Soul app. Book a holistic wellness experience with a trained guide and start changing your life today with compassion practices, inner healing, food and diet, and so much more. Tap into a healthier and happier life with the #1 purposeful living app in the US, the Soul app. Link in the description of the podcast. That's amazing. It's so true because going through just a journey of growing up in a home, you need that kind of like safety and security, and to give each other that awareness. It's so beautiful because then it also kind of brings that sovereignty back to yourself, and with your sense of sovereignty you're able to be a better parent, be a better partner, and in that the communication, like you mentioned, getting help, that's not shameful. It's actually you're incentivizing healthier, holistic environments, and that's where safety really thrives. So that's beautiful. And yes, talk about more about the OssoSafe certification. And you also have a children's book.
Yes, yes, yeah, it's right behind me.
Amazing.
I'll
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'll explain. Thank you for your support and echoing what we do. We greatly appreciate it. Uh, yes, our core product is the OssoSafe certification for properties. So we are saying we want every property OssoSafe certified. So what does that mean? Right now, we are marketing mainly to the landlord tenant portion of the real estate industry. I want to point out we're not a charity, we're not a nonprofit. We respect all of the charities and nonprofits that deal with domestic violence. We don't even like to call it domestic violence. We prefer to say home violence because it's more inclusive. And also, domestic violence has such a stigma that it is a woman's problem, and clearly it is not. And secondly, it assumes that all of the victims are female, and that's not true either. So we prefer to say home violence. So we're saying, Mr. and Miss Landlord, hire us. We'll get your property OssoSafe certified. They purchase the OssoSafe Home Sweet Home package. It consists of a policy, a seminar, an app, and therapists assigned to the property. So just a brief description. The policy basically states, I, as a landlord, I promise to provide you a safe space for you to live. You, in turn, as my resident, my tenant, you promise to not act in any way, shape, or form abusively. Otherwise, you, the abuser only, gets immediately evicted from the premises, and we go into full knowledge knowing that that would be the consequences. So there's no surprise. The second component is the seminar, the OssoSafe Home Sweet Home seminar. You are required to take the seminar, and it's about an hour and a half. And we go, and adults and children are in the seminar. They have to take the seminar. And we go over facts, statistics, warning signs, definitions of abuse, the difference between abuse and discipline, what constitutes a good relationship, what are the warning signs of a bad relationship. So that way you can't give the excuse, oh, I didn't know that if I pull my partner's hair, that constitutes abuse. Now you know. There are the third component is an app which is being updated right now. I hired a software company according to my specifications that it will detect the app violent like movements and captures them in real time, issuing alerts to the landlord. So let's say you have a 10-unit building. Oh wow, I just saw you beat the crap out of her in my unit 2 and you just beat the crap out of him in my unit 10. This is grounds for eviction. You knew that this was going to happen. You are held to a higher regard, a higher standard in an OssoSafe certified property. You have to go. I have to protect my other tenants, my other children tenants. This is not acceptable behavior.
ClickFunnels easily build any type of online business and sales funnel in record time, no matter what your product, service, or niche, without any tech design or experience whatsoever. Try the ClickFunnels 14-day free trial, link in the description of the podcast. Sanger Daniel's online seminar promoting a positive message of self-healing with bioenergy work together with live seminars and remote coaching. Use code BIO20 for a 20% discount for our audience. Link in the description of the podcast.
The fourth and final component of the certification are therapists are assigned to the property. So we require all of the residents to check in with their therapist once a month. Is everything okay? Do you feel like anything is looming? Well, Mr. and Miss Therapist, actually, our kid came home with bad grades. We're not going to beat him up. We're not going to verbally disparage him, but we don't know how to handle this. Can you help us through this? So all of these components working together makes for an OssoSafe certified property. Our logo gets placed outside of the property. So that way any vehicle or pedestrian traffic, they're looking for a place to live. Wow, I know what that logo means. It means that they have the mechanisms and systems in place. If and when violence occurs, I would rather raise my kid in an OssoSafe certified property. Everybody is educated, and this is preventative, Ari, versus waiting for an episode of violence to occur. Bad news travels fast, and before you know it, your respectful tenants leave, and then you're stuck with the abuser. We flip all of that. And I want to say a gigantic component of the OssoSafe certification is that kids, we are giving voice and choice to children. So in the policy, in the seminar, we have our children's book. It is a staple in all OssoSafe certified properties. So we use the book to teach kids. We get them in a separate room. So the parents first in the seminar, we have everybody together, parents and kids, and then we separate them. So we're educating both the adults and children. And to the kids, we read to them my children's book, Home Safe Home for You and Me. And in the children's book, I am introducing the OssoSafe Kids Cheer. So we're giving them voice and choice. So we explain to them, are you safe with mom and dad? And they could lie, right? They could lie. They could say, yeah, I'm like they're scared. Yeah, I'm safe with mommy and daddy. But we know at OssoSafe that abusive parents can only keep their poker face on for so long. Sooner than later, their abusive true colors will come out. So in the book, we say, who do you feel safe with? If it's not mom and dad, do you feel safe with an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, a close family friend? So we are planting that seed into their consciousness. Wait a minute, I have choice. I don't have to stay with mom and dad who beat me up, who lock me in my room. Daddy tells me to pull down my pants. Um, I don't have to stay with them. Actually, yeah, I feel safer with auntie, with uncle. And the cheer goes like this. I want to live where I am also safe and I am also safe with, and they get to fill in the blank. So we're just planting that seed. And we say to kids, know that for the moment, which means right now, you are safe. to just introduce that, to be in the present moment. Don't think about the past, don't think about the future, right now. And another important concept is that we trust kids to know what they feel. So we say, you know who makes you feel safe and free and respected and good. You kids know. So it's giving them, empowering them to speak out in case they're not safe at home. Because, like me, I wasn't safe at home. So I wish I had my own products and services growing up, because I could tell you my reality as a child would have been much different. And this makes for better homes. It's better for business. And if we make homes safe, Ari, schools will be safe, workplaces will be safe, movie theaters, public places, malls.
Wow, this is
So
amazing.
this is our core product that we are introducing into the real estate industry. That's why I say in my bio, we are bridging OssoSafe with the real estate industry.
Amazing. And I was just making even in college classes, like campuses, that would be also so amazing to do, because I remember I was dorming and there were some things happening, and it's yeah, that's also so amazing. And what a beautiful testament to your own inner child. So healing. I feel like now, going full circle, the trauma that you went through, and my goodness, that's so insane and so horrific that people go through this, but what a beautiful thing to come out of it, that you put your heart and soul into the book and this opportunity to share and to expand upon bringing safety. Because like you mentioned, sometimes parents, going from generation to generation, don't even know if this is discipline or hurting the child. That's how unconscious they are to parenting, and to bring this level of conscious parenting, it's truly a gift. So it's fantastic.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. Yes, and the difference with abuse and discipline, abuse instills fear and discipline instills education. So that's a big difference there. Abusers will say, I'm disciplining my child, I'm disciplining my partner. It's an abuse of the very word discipline, because discipline, you're teaching, you're correcting, you're through education. But abuse, well, you're using fear tactics and intimidation and domination and possession. That is not disciplining your child or correcting your partner, if you will, or, communicating, look, I really did not like XYZ. I did not like how you made me feel, to your partner. You say that. So you communicate. It's a misuse of the word discipline. So there is a difference, and we do teach that in our seminars. So I'm glad you brought that up, because it's a definite distinction. Abuse instills fear and discipline instills education. And yeah, parents, they need to be taught how to parent. And it is a practice. And yes, we're not saying at OssoSafe, don't misunderstand us, everything is going to be perfect. Everyone's going to get along. There's not going to be any fighting or any disagreements. Of course, there's going to be disagreements, conflict, but there's a way to fight. It should never cross the line of abuse, not verbal, not physical, not sexual. So when you get very heated, we encourage adults and kids, leave. Just remove yourself from the situation for 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. Get into the car, drive away, go to a park, go with a friend, go to a place where you feel safe, and just really try to get perspective. Call your therapist and say, look, I just got into a huge fight with my partner. It's really, really bad. We didn't fight in front of the kids, but we need to resolve this. That's a much better approach than, you're a piece of garbage. you are nothing without me. I hate your guts. Hitting, punching, slapping, throwing things. No, 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 no. So, yeah, so thank you for bringing all of that up. It's very important.
Yes, 100%. And we often do threaten and bully and do these horrible things when our own inner child feels in a way threatened or insecure or whatever's happening. So it's always such a huge important thing to look at yourself, because I feel like once we go through an awakening or a healing journey, we shift and we change so much. So it's so crucial to begin to look at yourself, and I think those are the first steps in therapy, in any kind of therapy, because some people feel better with talk therapy or somatic therapy to get their nervous system more relaxed. So it's like there's so many things that we have to do to calm ourselves down so we can be present for our family and kids and our community and work. And how would you describe and define happiness?
Being in a safe home, just being in a safe home, because and when I say safe, I mean respect. That is the key ingredient to a safe home, and also safe home essentially, because when you have respect, you can think about what it is that you want to do in life, to complete a task, to plan, to, you know what, today I'm going to go to the mall and shop, or I'm going to work on my project, I'm going to study for this exam because I have this goal. You can do all of that if you're safe at home, if the home has respect. But if it doesn't have that, you are in urgency, alarm, hell mode 24/7, and that's no way to live. It's like living in a war zone. So happiness to me, to us at OssoSafe, is being safe at home. So that means where respect is constantly, it's the foundation. It's the foundation of everything. Um, and that will, like I said, you then your brain, your existence has room to do what it is that you want to do. To think about, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a dancer, I want to study medicine, I want to be a writer, but you can't do any of that if you're not safe at home, if you're not, so that is really important. And you could be a family of one, or you could be a family of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people. But respect is the key ingredient to happiness in my eyes. In how, and that's how I modeled my business.
It's so beautiful. Yes, respect is the blueprint to the foundation of healthy growth, safety, love. Podpitch is the first and only software that finds, writes, and sends pitches to podcast hosts from your actual email address. Podpitch will make sure you get podcast bookings, guaranteed. Link in the description of the podcast. TeloVital supports focus, energy, immunity, sleep, recovery, and resilience. Start feeling better today on a cellular level with zeolite, super green juice, micronutrients, gut support, and more. Get over 50% off your first order for TeloVital. Link in the description of the podcast. And where can people connect with you and see all of your content and get your book and connect to your program?
Yes, our website is ososafe.com. We are on all the major social media platforms: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. Um, and two platforms that we dedicate just to kids of all ages. We talk about abuse, we talk about respect, we talk about if they are of dating age, what to look out for, and that's on the TikTok and YouTube. And then our children's book is on Amazon. It's sold on Amazon, but also other sites, which makes me so happy. I see it on other book selling sites that I never even knew were out there. So those would be the best ways to reach out to us.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sabrina, for coming on the podcast. It was such a beautiful conversation and one that is so important for our generation. So, yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ari. This was so great. Thank you.